Hi, I am Marion Grobb Finkelstein, and I want to share with you some tips that will be useful, especially during this holiday season. Sometimes you're in a meeting or a work-related social function or at a personal family gathering where you're seated next to or you're asked to communicate with somebody that you really would prefer not to. During those times, you have two choices. You can either A, leave the topic that they're talking about, if that's the source of irritation, and it can be. There are so many topics that are hitting nerves these days. Or the second choice is you can leave the person. Now, on the first choice of leaving the topic, let me offer you a few suggestions that you can use, strategies that will help you do so elegantly and maintain the relationship. One strategy is that you can segue from what the person is saying to another topic, to a new topic. And the words that you would use will go something like, gee, that reminds me of a time when, or I remember when I did the similar thing, except it was, and you segue to a completely different story, different topic. You're jumping from a topic that they're talking about, finding one element and linking it to something that you can connect it to that is completely different. So it gets you off that hot topic that you would really prefer not to talk about. Another strategy is that you can raise it to the higher level. By that, what I mean is when they're talking about something that is really touchy and thorny situation, and is making you feel very awkward and uncomfortable. And if you engage, you're going to end up saying the wrong thing. Instead of doing that, you can raise the whole topic to a higher level by offering a neutral comment, something that no one can argue with. Again, you pick some element of what it is that they're saying, and your words would sound something like this. Wow, yeah, life can sure be scary sometimes. What are you doing for these holidays? And segue to another topic or some other neutral comment like, yes, people sure can be difficult. The other day I was in a store and I saw this person who was being difficult, and you segue to another topic. And then another element that you can use to change the topic is to introduce this person to someone else. If you're in a situation where you're seated next to them, if it's a social situation, they're on a couch or they're at a dining table right beside you, you can introduce them to somebody else at the table or on the other side of them, or someone approaching you. If you're lucky, you'll see somebody that you know, and somebody that you know has something in common with this other person. Link them through common interest or common topic and let them chat about it. You don't need to be a part of that, which leads to the second strategy, or the second tip is, other than changing the topic, what you can do is leave the topic or leave the person. Now, I understand you can't always do that. However, if you're in a situation where it affords you that option, here are some things that you can do. A strategy is you can speak to someone else. So words to say would be, oh, gee, I'm sorry, I just saw Becky or Tom or whoever over there, and I just want to wish them a happy holiday. Would you excuse me, please? And you always ask permission. You ask politely to be excused, because you don't want to necessarily ruin the relationship. You just want to extricate yourself from that situation that's not so fun. So you can introduce the element of you wanting to speak to someone else and do it elegantly. The other technique that you can use, a strategy, is you answer nature's call. What could anybody argue about if you say, would you excuse me, please? I just need to use the little girl's room or the gentleman's room, or I just need to powder my nose, something to that effect. And it extricates you from that situation physically. A final element that you can use, if it's a social type of situation, is you can appeal to beverage or drink refreshment. You can replenish your plate. Oh, gee, there's some shrimp over there. Would you please excuse me? I'm going to go grab a few. They're my favorites. something to that effect. You can also use these strategies in the workplace, most certainly. You can use it to go grab a file, make a phone call, speak to someone. You can use all these strategies in the workplace, of course, but we are talking about the holidays, and this can be an incredibly stressful time. Make sure that you take care of yourself, and one of the ways that you can do that is getting yourself out of those sticky, awkward, nasty situations. My hope is that these strategies will help you do exactly that and maintain your relationships. Communicating is an art and it can be learned. Until we meet again next year, I want to wish to you and yours the happiest of holiday seasons. I look forward to hearing from you, and take care. Have a great holiday.